cute and my a cute outfit on. And then, life happened this morning and none of it went as planned. So here you get the version of Sal in the baseball cap and the work clothes. And, it's just typical, but it wasn't the plan. And, when that happens, as we all know it does, and it usually goes that way, we have a plan on how we think something's going to go. And then the universe or something happens and thwarts it all. And so then you have to just kind of sit back and realize how little control you actually do have. Because I could not control any of what happened this morning. And so, yeah, you're getting the authentic, real version with the baseball cap, and I've got the Carhartts on today too, also. So, um, I just want to say to all of you, first of all, that I am really proud of you because you guys all took a big step. And whether someone takes a step towards bariatric surgery or non-surgical step pathway, the first thing you had to do was come to a place in your hearts to realize you needed help. And you weren't able to do it alone. And so I'm really, really proud of you. And I just wanted to start by saying that, and it brings me to it causes me to have emotion because I've walked your pathway. Um, I'm not you, so I can't understand your pathway. However, I can relate to your pathway. And so I know what it took for you to I know what it took for me to get to the point on my non surgical journey. And then I also know what it took for me in my heart and my head to get to the surgical part of my journey. And it was tough. It was not easy. And admitting that we need help, as I get taught over and over and over again, as many times in life, we have to get taught the same lesson a few times and then maybe a few more before we actually realize, okay, fine, I need help. And so, I've struggled with that being a very independent, strong willed, um, which I come by, apple doesn't fall far from the tree there. Long line of very strong, independent females on mostly my mother's side. So I've had to work on asking for help when I need it and reaching out. And recently, actually, that just happened last year in October, I got diagnosed with cervical cancer. And the first thing I did was I built a team of people around me to support me in that journey. I have a psychologist, who I call my coach, who I've been seeing for years. That's my promise to my clients is as long as I am coaching, I will continue to be coached so that I show up and be my best self for you. Whether there's anything going on in my life, good, bad, or indifferent, every 2 weeks, I lovingly refer to him Grandpa Craig. Um, but he is a licensed psychologist, but does not practice anything traditional, which is my jam. And so I see a coach every 2 weeks. I got a psychiatrist involved because I knew I'd be on a lot of medications and would need to help with that. I got a pharmacist involved to help me understand all the medications. I talked to Dr. Sydney Jones, who some of you may or may not know about hormonal changes and blood work and things like that. I got a naturopath involved, a massage therapist, a chiropractor, and I built this team around me to support me in that journey. And what you folks have here in the non-surgical program is you have this team of people that you have built around you to support you in your journey. And it's so important that you use every ounce of their knowledge, of their wisdom and that you reach out. And, I was telling Camille the other day, the only thing that is missing right now, possibly for some of you, is the person who's going to help you from the neck up, or the team of people that'll help you from the neck up. And, I'd love for I would love to come back to Ridgeview and be part of that team. However, insurance doesn't usually pay for that. So that's something that you're really going to have to dig deep down into your hearts and think about. Because, over the years, I started dancing to the oldies with Richard Simmons when I was 7, and I started Weight Watchers when I was 9. So I've been doing this whole, weight thing for quite a few years now. And one of the biggest things I've learned through that journey is how multifactorial it is. So from the time I started thinking about weight loss surgery to the time I actually had it, there was a 5-year gap. And after weight loss surgery in 2009, it wasn't until 2011, I had lost all the weight already. It wasn't until 2011 that I started my therapeutic coaching courses, which were very intensive. It was a 15-month course. And then I assisted for 2 more 15-month courses. I spent a month training with the creator of humanistic neurolinguistic psychology in Arizona to get trained to teach what I know. And then I taught for 2 years what I know. And my private practice has been open since 2012. So I've been seeing clients, couples, group facilitating, public speaking since 2012. But what I learned when I started is, oh my gosh, so we know how many factors are involved in weight, right? And Jeff, you can add if I miss some, okay? But we have your endocrine system. We have your genetic system. We have your hormonal system. We have your environment. And we have a whole host of things and reasons that cause us to gain weight: stress, poor sleep hygiene, the ones I already listed. And then we forget, though, about the psychological, the emotional, and for some of you, the very spiritual aspect of what this container means to us up here. This container means a lot up here. And I was really not very nice to my container up here for a very, very long time. And I didn't realize until I started the therapeutic coaching, part of the requisite is I had to learn and practice all the things I know on myself with my own issues before I was allowed to be certified to do it with anybody else. And that's when I realized, oh my, I really missed the boat. I may have lost the weight, right? And there was a lot of those factors for me that were involved in my weight that I didn't have a whole lot of control over. So it took me a long time to get to a headspace where I was ready to say, okay, I've tried every avenue I know how to do, and I'm ready to take that leap of faith and have bariatric surgery. And it took me a long time, actually. And I've helped people understand that because there's a stigma out there about that still. It's getting better, that's the easy way out. And Jeff and Sarah and Chris and anybody on the team will be able to tell you that, yeah, no, that not so much. Not so much. Because there's a lot of work involved in that. And then there's a lot of aftercare involved in that. And I took it upon myself to seek out shamans, healers, psychologists, therapists of all sorts of different kinds to help me get in what I like to call alignment with source. And when I'm living in alignment with my source, I'm living good. It's good. That's how I say it, because that's from Bruce Almighty. It's good. And nothing that happens outside of me when I'm in that alignment space affects this smile that you see. Not a thing. Do I still experience sorrow, grief, anger, stress? And, I have a feeling wheel, because we have more than 5 feelings, in case you didn't know that. Am I still able to experience all of those feelings and stay in alignment? You bet. You bet I can. And it's because of I've done my work, and I continue doing my work to stay in that aligned space. And therapeutic coaching, you probably have never heard of it. That's an umbrella. And underneath that umbrella is these big words. It's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, HNLP, which is humanistic neuro-linguistic psychology, and hypnotherapy. So I'm a certified hypnotherapist, not the stage kind. I don't do any funny tricks. It was Abraham Maslow's. It's actually used in hospitals. So I'm a medically trained hypnotherapist. Since then, I've added to my tool belt the 3 Principles by Sydney Banks as a practitioner of them. And I've received what knowledge with a capital K by Prem Rawat. And I practice knowledge with myself and my clients. I cannot teach you knowledge, but I can show you how to get it, because it's freely given. And it's something maybe that might be of interest for you, because it's a free app and it's a free video type of series that you can watch that may be helpful. And I'll send that information to Camille so she can send it out to all of you too, because between the therapeutic coaching, the 3 principles, and knowledge, my bar for how I am willing to live my life has been risen to a level that I have never even dreamed of or experienced. And I want to help you get there too, because it's so cool. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So I enjoy a lot. I enjoy life, no matter what's happening around me, and no matter what this container is doing, whether that container got cervical cancer or not. I'm still enjoying life and living it. And it has nothing to do with me losing and maintaining 150-pound weight loss. Has nothing to do with that. Not 1 ounce. Because you can do that right now with where you're at, with whatever container you're in. And by doing your work from the neck up, guess how much easier this journey is going to be for you? How cool would that be? Where it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard work. It can be easy. It can be easy when you have the right team built around you and you utilize that team in the proper way. It can be easy. And I know that you've all done it the hard way before, probably multiple times, and this isn't your first time. And I also know that you're tired and you want this time to be different. And I'm telling you, the only way that it's going to be different this time is if you address the emotional, psychological, and for some of you, the spiritual aspect of this and what this weight has meant to you. And we can go further with that. But that your container and the weight that it's currently carrying has served a purpose in your life. You may not think so. I know so. And you are ready to release whatever it was serving. You're no longer willing to let it serve a spot in your life. And that's good. That's great. And so now the part that comes on to you, and you only, because no one else can force you to do this, is healing, transforming, releasing, or changing whatever that weight was serving for you. And here's the kicker, folks. You don't always need to know why, because why sometimes doesn't matter. You need to know what and how. So I'll give you an example. And since it's a weight loss group, this will be kind of facetious, I hope. So let's say Chris Baker brings to a gathering this amazing chocolate cake. Okay. And first of all, I'm going to give her a little jazz and say, really, Chris, you just brought that to this? What were you thinking? And then, so I'm going to ask her, why in the Sam heck did you bring this to this event? Because then I'm going to taste it and I'm going to be like, oh my heavens. This is the most amazing chocolate cake I've ever tasted in my entire life. So if I want to recreate Chris's excellence in her baking skills, why would I ask her why? Instead, wouldn't I want the recipe? Oh my gosh, Chris, how did you make this? What is in here? So that's an example of how to shift your mind's thinking, a way of shifting your thinking instead of, why am I here? Why do I have this weight? Instead, start to shift your thinking of, ooh, what is the purpose that this weight has served me? And then, how has it served me? And then find someone, whether it's me or somebody else, to help you understand the recipe of excellence, the recipe of alignment. I mean, I've got a lot of resources, but I might not have all the right tools for you personally. And so I've got a lot of other referral resources in this world, this psychological therapist shaman world, that if I'm not the right fit for you, I will refer you out all day long, because I don't want you to waste your time or energy or mine. And so I'll be straight up and honest and say, you know what? I don't think my tool set is right for you at this moment, but I bet you this person might have them. So that's how I handled that situation also. So we're at about 20 minutes. Camille, how are you feeling?
Well, I think everything you're sharing is amazing and great information for everybody. And how are you feeling at where you're at right now? Are you
I think I'm ready for
good for
questions.
opening? Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the recording then. 1 second here. And